Welcome back to another interview, Metalheads. This time I'm talking with Dan and Vlad from the band Hooker Spit. Hooker Spit is a melodic death metal band out of Red Deer, Alberta. This time we talk about the band's origins, how the name came to be. We get into details about their current album, Crotch Splitter, as well as their upcoming release, but they wouldn't share too many details with me on that one. You'll also want to stick around to the end of the video to find out who their musical influences are, and that might surprise you. If you're new here, my name's Mike Pickett. I run everything to do with MikeOnMetal, including the MikeOnMetal website, the Threads feed, and the Instagram account. So if you're enjoying the content that I'm posting, much more to come. Hit the like button, drop a comment below, let me know what you'd like to see or who you'd like me to talk to. See if I can make it happen. All right, flames up. Let's get to the interview. So to start with, why don't you give me a little history of the band? Now, I'll give you from what I understand, it started in Yellowknife roughly about 10 years ago. And then Vlad moved to Red Deer, met with somebody there that said the project shouldn't die. It's something that needs to be brought out to life. And that's kind of where the story really sort of took hold and became what it is today.
Yeah, so Hooker Spit was definitely a completely different iteration. None of the songs that we still have even sound remotely familiar to how they were played and presented. Like everything was sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Um, when it recomposed, everything was sort of recomposed. I met Vlad at a Sebastian Bach concert. Well,
Nice.
actually, originally, originally I met him at Lamb of God very briefly, but when I really got to meet him and hang out with him was at Sebastian Bach. It was a great show. He played Liquor and Horse. It was awesome. Yeah, and then he came back to my friend's house. We had a mutual buddy, Ryan. He has since passed away from cancer. But both me and Ryan were like, dude, there's some like good gold in here. Like it needs to get moved around and adjusted, but like the core of what's here is really awesome. So maybe don't let it die just yet. And then Ryan had originally joined as the new drummer. Um, Funny enough is I originally like Ryan did not think I should be the singer until I tried out, and he was like, "Holy shit!" Because I was playing in a thrash metal band with him,
Okay.
and he was very directed in how I should do my singing. And he's just like, "Yeah, I don't know if he's got it in him." And then he heard me, and he was like, "Okay, yeah, no, 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 this is how it should be."
Nice. Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So Ryan passed away, and we
Sorry to
went
hear that.
through a couple different iterations. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the beauty of life is that it's fleeting, unfortunately. Um, and then we went through some multiple iterations of different members until we had something solid that we were willing to work with. And then we've just been moving forward from there. It's been a really great experience so far. Yeah.
Okay.
And now we're here. After COVID, we kind of exploded. So that was the big thing is we just really didn't want to push out a turd. We really wanted to come out with something that was polished and make a bang when we first hit the scene. So we took that time to really plan on how we were going to present ourselves, our aesthetic, um, how we wanted the music to feel, how we wanted the live experience to feel.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah,
You put in the time while you're, I mean, it was a smart move to do, right? Because I think there's a lot of bands that
yeah,
probably didn't do that. They just kind of took COVID as a break. Um,
yeah.
Whereas you guys sound like you put the work in. So I gotta
Well,
ask
we're
though.
always working. The boys are behind me right now, fucking counting t-shirts
That's
and
awesome. That's crazy. On a
CDs and
Sunday,
stuff.
right? And I mean,
Uh,
you're here
yeah,
too on a Sunday. So I appreciate that. Um,
yeah, no problem.
Now, melodic death metal bands, right? I mean, we look at the names that we've got out there, and they're always related to like gore and death and coffins and all this kind of shit. And you guys come out
Mhm.
with Hooker Spit. So And I went digging on this to try and find the origin of the
Yeah.
name, but I couldn't find it anywhere. So how did Hooker Spit the name come to be?
Oh, so Hooker Spit the name. Hey.
Hey, Mike. Oh,
Hey,
nice shirt.
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, got to represent.
Yeah. So like, there's a couple different stories that we tell people about the name of Hooker Spit. It, if you want the real scoop, can I tell them the real scoop?
Yeah.
Okay, so it lost a bet. That's basically what it was. And then we just tried to embrace it as much as we could. So I don't know if you've noticed any sort of parallel with late 90s, early 2000s skate culture,
Okay.
but
Yep.
there's definitely that energy on the shirt
Yep.
that you
Yep.
are currently wearing.
For sure.
Yeah,
Definitely.
so that's kind of what we really wanted to embody. It's the things that we grew up loving. Like me and Vlad really bonded on anime as well as skateboarding and death metal, and we just wanted to really combine those aesthetics in a fun and fresh way. So
Nice.
there's like some punk rock energy in there too, that like let's party, let's have a good time. That's why all the colors are like nice and vibrant and
Yep.
yeah.
I
Very,
mean, you
very
stand
90s
out,
scheme.
right?
Yeah.
It
Yeah, that's
stands out. I
exactly
mean,
it. We don't want just like a bunch of like red and black and white and that's it. Like it doesn't pop the same way.
right. Yeah. And it's funny because
Yeah.
like John Barbas, I don't know if you
Sweeter
follow him
those
at all.
pops.
Yeah.
Do
Pardon?
you know John Barbas? Heavy metal philosophy?
I don't know John Barbas.
Okay.
Vlad, do you know John Barbas? Okay.
Never
He's
I
another
met him when
guy
I
in,
was
in
drunk.
kind of the
I
YouTube heavy
remember it.
metal
That's
scene.
kind of what it is, Doug. Okay.
But
So what, sorry?
well, he just brought it up that so much of death metal these days just blends, right? The album covers all look the same. The bands are all starting
Oh
to
yeah.
sound the same. So I mean, I think what you guys have done is you've kind of made yourselves stand out.
Oh yeah, we definitely made ourselves stand out. That was a calculated move for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah, it's like Cannibal Corpse has already been doing it. They've been doing it since what, like the late 80s?
Yeah.
Yeah, late
Yeah,
80s.
and everybody kind of fell into that sort of like aesthetic.
Yep.
And I mean, that's all well and good, but like if you consider what's probably one of the biggest up and coming metal bands right now, they don't play in our genre, but like one of my favorite current bands is Electric Callboy, and
Mm,
like they blend so many different aesthetics, and
Yeah.
it makes them so engaging, you know?
They started like a metalcore band in the early 2000s, and now their sound is
Not like
evolved.
that, yeah. At all.
yeah. Completely different.
They're like the 303 of metal. Not to come on here and start gushing about a different band.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Um,
I mean,
yeah, we seen anime was really starting to make a comeback, and it was one of those subjects where you didn't people don't exactly ridicule you for watching anime anymore. So we're like, you know what? This would be a good time to cash in on that. Culture's starting
sure.
to pick up.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's what
Yeah.
attracted me to the shirt, right? So,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Um,
and there's something to be said for like shirts that people want to wear, because with like I won't kid myself, like a T-shirt is a form of free marketing. You
oh
know,
yeah.
we want we want people to feel engaged to wear our artwork and want to be like, yeah, you see that Hooker Spit band?
Yep.
Like they're crazy.
Yep.
I saw the singer punch himself so hard in the head that his bracelet exploded on stage.
So there's a story there, is there?
Yeah, that happened. So Devin had given me this lovely bracelet from Mexico, and I wore it every single day. But at our Starlight show, I ended up punching myself in the head so hard the bracelet completely exploded into pieces. And I was after the show, I was like, Devin, I'm sorry, but our friendship bracelet is no more.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, yeah, it just fucking exploded everywhere. I don't know if
Um,
some ended up in the crowd or what, but it was pretty fucking wild.
Anybody got it on video?
Yeah, actually, it's we had that entire show recorded by Obscene Productions. We're just waiting to get back the footage from them, and that's going to be our first professional sort of live vid. We're going to try and squeeze some home video stuff in there,
Nice.
Yeah.
a la Pantera style.
I was just gonna say, yeah, that sounds like the old Pantera. Pantera 3 was one of my favorite like heavy metal videos from back in the day.
Hell yeah, take it to
Yep.
go, man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
it kind of gives you a vibe of like what it's like to be hanging out with us for an evening.
yep. You guys put on a great show. I mean, I saw you here in Lethbridge, of course, where I got the t-shirt, but it just
Yeah.
energy, right, from start to finish, right? You guys just don't let up. And that's, I mean, there's so many bands that they kind of have that sort of mid-tempo song to kind of give them a break. And I don't remember, I don't recall that with you guys at least. I think it was just high energy right from start to finish.
Yeah, I make a joke about the Huntsman song because the
Yeah,
intro's a little slow, and
Uh-huh.
I try to make it all sassy, like this one's for the lady.
try to do like a kill
I
switch
remember
thing with
that.
that one when I wrote it.
Yeah, and then it just kicks in, and it's like a fucking rocket. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that. That was a good time.
yeah,
So you guys are in the process of recording a follow-up, right? You've got Crotch Splitter
that's
was
right.
out, that came out in 2023. So now are you actively in the studio right now, or are you just kind of in the songwriting phase?
A little bit of A, a little bit of B.
Okay.
Yeah, we have completed songs, and then we also have songs that we need to complete so we can get this train rolling.
Yeah, we don't like pushing out turds. Like I said earlier, it's much better to take the time and have something be a valuable contribution rather than just pushing out as many okay songs. We're not grindcore,
It's also why we stay away from trying to push out singles. Like, we read a new song we're excited about. It's like we gotta wait for the album.
Yeah,
Nice.
and it lets
To
us
just
cut our teeth too.
and then we release a nice final finished product. We don't want to do anything less than Crotch Splitter going forward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
Fair album.
we want to at least 7 songs,
12
lots of
page booklet.
shredding, 12-page booklets, jewel case, vinyl, all that stuff.
Yeah,
Like
Nice.
make it feel premium.
like it's an artifact.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
we're doing this because we love it. So we want to put in the love and we want that to be felt.
Yeah.
And I think that, not pushing out a bunch of singles is good too. Like there's times when you're sitting on a song and you're like, oh, this is awesome. But if you play it live and people really respond well to it, wicked. Also, when you're playing live, sometimes, somebody might put a little diddle in the wrong place and you're like, hey, I didn't think of that. Like that's really good. Like let's actually revisit this when we get back to the studio and see how that sounds.
Nice. So the
And we're
live.
also fortunate in that regard with the I have owned the studio downstairs in our and then our jam space. So pretty much anytime anything comes up, I pop open the software. I'm like, all right, boys, let's lay it out. Let's see how it sounds played back to us.
Yeah.
Nice. So there's no having to book studio time or anything. Just whenever the inspiration hits, you're there and ready to go.
Yeah. I've done that in the past and like it's nice being your own producer. Like it's great getting a sound engineer in when you're trying to do your like final recordings.
Yeah, like we have our buddy Levi Jones. He came in after we finished recording all the Crotch Splitter stuff and just kind of put all the stems together and gave it one final quality control. And yeah, no, it saves us a lot of money.
Yeah.
Time wise, sucks for us because we have to wear very many different hats. But hey, it's like $5,000 to $10,000 expense we don't have to pay at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and studio time's really expensive. Like in past projects, I've done that, and you've got a guy in there who maybe has a different vision and can't really see what you're working towards, and then it's sort of like an uphill battle to convince him that what you're doing has merit, but you're paying him by the hour. You know what I mean? Like, my first producer was this guy who like mostly recorded classical music, and I was in a punk rock band at the time.
Wow.
So you can only imagine how those like ideologies would conflict. Yeah,
Like
worlds
water and
apart.
oil.
Yeah, worlds apart. Exactly.
Crazy. Do you still have it? Do you still have a recording?
Oh yeah.
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 Nice. Nice.
Yeah. Good old cranky face.
Cranky face.
Yeah, that's another weird fucking band name. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Drummers come up with weird band names. That's all I have to say.
yeah. I don't think either of us have been in a band with a normal name.
No.
It's always been a band with a name.
Yeah. Even the thrash band that I was in when I met you was Shark Lion. What? What even is that?
Yeah, well, and like I had like cover band when I was playing top 40s. It was called Love Fist. Um, Played another cover band called Half Cut. Like,
I like
and
that
then it was
name.
Hooker Spit.
But I mean, it's got to be difficult, right? Because you do see it out there where like you're doing a search on like Apple Music or Bandcamp, and you do a search for a band name, and there's like five bands with the same name, sometimes more, right? Um,
Yeah,
so having a name that stands out that isn't the norm, I think is probably again just another boon to help you guys get out there and actually get known and recognized.
Yeah, and
yeah.
acquiring that is a quest in itself, you know, or at least to be the most recognized version of that name.
Right.
Because sometimes, you'll find band names that are like hyphenated, or there'll be something and something else, you know.
Like you've probably seen that we did like we spelled crotch splitter with a K and we threw an umlaut on the O, but
Yep.
that's just for the jokes. And the umlaut, I mean, hey, we love Motorhead, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. I kind of figured that was an homage to them. So yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Um, so recording process. Now you said that you've got the studio in the basement. It's kind of a process that I like to get involved in, or that I like to hear about. Do you guys start with vocals and then write riffs around the vocals? Do you start with a riff and write the lyrics afterwards? Like, does the music come together first? Kind of what's your process?
So pretty much I come up with all the riffs. Bass player sits down with me and helps me a bit with transitions and kind of laying everything out. Then once we have finished the rough schematic of it. We do some improv drums on the program. We present that to the drummer and the other guitar player,
Nice.
them to figure out harmonies and ways to spice up my basic ass drum beats. And yeah, then when we have a song we're comfortable with, we bring it to Dan, and Dan lays down the lyrics on top of it.
Yeah, I kind of listen to how the music is. I mean, like I contribute for the composition element of it, like, oh, there should be a stop here, or hey, I think we should play that part one more time, or
Yeah,
things like that.
there's some light polishing that happens before he gets to the actual. Yeah, like you said, well, maybe a riff can go for another measure or two and stuff like that.
Because
Just
space is an important conversation.
yeah,
Because like everybody playing all the time, like it's not grindcore, remember?
Yep. Yep.
yeah, like
Yep.
our the mattress actors that we started testing out on this touring cycle. Yeah, that got caught by surprise. This 3 minute song with a minute and a half solo.
Yeah, yeah. Because in the version that I got, he didn't include the part where he goes, and the solo starts here. So
Okay.
I had like everything written, and I was just like, oh, okay. Well, I'll move some stuff around. He's like, oh, it doesn't need it. I'm like, no, this is the song. We need a song that has just like half the song's solo. And what better song than a 3 minute song?
Why not?
Yeah, and honestly, we don't ever really want to break the 4 minute mark because then I mean, especially in today's day and age, everybody's in the scrolling culture. You listen to something for 10 seconds and either it hooks you or it doesn't.
Yeah,
Yep.
So, yeah,
maybe we'll make a 7 minute
and
song
even
at some point.
myself, like, I think there's like one 7 minute song from Iron Maiden that I like out there, but they drag on. They
Yeah.
drag on.
And if you're gonna make a 7 minute song, make that like a unique song in the discography where you're like, oh, like you remember when they did that like epic song?
Yep.
Like it just stands out then. It's not like every song is 7 minutes.
And we try not to repeat riffs too
Yeah.
much, like kind of do the proggy thing. Some songs, like the riffs are worth coming back to, like White Lighter and Crotch Splitter, but you listen, We listen to Flesh Beast. Call the Void's got it a little bit too, but they're diverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then once all that's kind of hammered out, I kind of lay back and listen to the track, and kind of envision some sort of thematic. And oh, we got the puppies out here. One sort of like thematic concept for the song, and then everything kind of gets sewed in. The way that I sing, I would say, is it's melodic, but it's also percussive in nature. So it's either going off of the melody of the song, or it has its unique melody, or it goes along with the rhythm section in certain parts as well. Just
Nice.
whatever the song calls for,
Nice.
or the feeling that's trying to be communicated.
Yeah. So how many are written for the new album?
The magic number is going to be 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're in the
7
can,
songs.
or are you still working on kind of everything?
We got 4. We got another 3 that we wanna make a piece with. There's some real powerful riffs that have been kicking around. Some of them have been kicking around since Cross Splitter was being recorded, and the time has come. Just some lightning in the bottle sort of stuff,
Yeah.
Good. So I mean, 2 big trends that we're seeing right now in metal, which I mean, a couple of these have been around for decades, but we're seeing kind of a resurgence of them now, is guest vocalists, guest musicians, and kind of, I won't say odd, but unique instruments. Like there was a death metal album, I can't remember the name of the band, but I just listened to it yesterday, just released on Friday. And just out of nowhere, there's like a 30-second saxophone solo that's got like distortion on it. Anything like that
Oh,
in your
yeah.
guys' new album?
Do a lot for you. I don't know.
Definitely not planned, that's for sure. We wanna stay faithful to the sound of the first album, and not pull a Black Album on everybody.
Yeah, it's just sort of a natural progression, like obviously if you sit down and listen to your discography at the end of the day, once we're all done and old and getting sponge baths, you'll hear a natural progression, but we don't want anything to be like incredibly dramatic. No Effects kind of has been playing the same music for 30 years and people love it.
Right?
Yeah, they're like the AC/DC of punk rock.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
they work, right? They're still
If it
drawing
ain't broke, don't
crowds.
fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right. What without revealing anything, I mean, you can if you want to, but is there a single track that you're most excited about on the new album?
Oh, you're gonna have to wait.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'll be very vocal about it once it's out, but you'll have to wait.
What kind of timeline are we looking at? Time frame?
Well, we do all have lives and full-time jobs. At the soonest you can expect to get your hands on it next summer at the latest.
Okay.
Gorgatron timeline.
Well, yeah, at the soonest you could expect it next summer. At the latest you could expect it spring of 27.
Yeah.
27.
Yeah, we're hoping to get it all going sooner than later.
But we want to push out something that we're like proud of, right?
Yeah, that's
Takes
just
time.
it too, because we don't want to put out a half-baked product. So if it takes a bit more time, then like it's it's an itch, but at least we get to sleep well at night after we release it.
I've always been a when it's done kind of attitude. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not a Duke Nukem Forever when it's done, but but if it takes the time, it takes the time.
Yeah, and Cross Splitter's been out for 2 years now, and I listen back to it, and I don't hear anything that I'd want to change. I'm damn proud of that album, man.
That's awesome. Good to hear.
Yeah,
I love it. I mean, I still put it on, right? I've got it on vinyl here. I bought it from you guys when I was at the show. It stays in my studio here, so I've got it close. So it's a great album.
If you got a black light, it looks pretty cool when it spins.
Oh shit.
Yeah, actually. Yeah,
get one.
Yeah, the blue light, it's looks damn fucking good. It starts glowing and shit.
There's definitely like love put into every single thing we do.
Yeah.
It's calculated, it's controlled. Like there's a round table meeting, even if it's just me and Vlad. Like anything we do, there's a conversation to be had. It's not just like, oh yeah, good enough. All right, cool.
Yeah, there's definitely like a quality standard we want to meet, like with ourselves most importantly, because
Yeah.
we don't want to put out no dollar store items.
Yeah, like even our long sleeves, I don't know if you noticed that there's like an individuated art specifically for it. It's not like some little kind of wiggle tribal signs on the side or anything like that. It's our logo and then that little bat with the bra on his head. You know,
Yeah, and
Oh yeah.
currently we're just in the process of getting more hooker spit ladies. We want to get a whole Disney princess lineup of them.
That's awesome. I love that.
yeah, we
Yeah,
want a hooker spit girl for every occasion.
yeah,
Yep.
new tour, new hooker spit girl, new album, new hooker spit girl,
Yeah.
new T-shirt, new hooker spit girl.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that, like we'll be able to do a Loud as Hell edition at some point and have like a sort of like Cadillacs and dinosaurs
Yeah, and
kind of
actually,
feel
our
for a
our
change.
artist is very enticed by that as well. She's a
She loves dinosaurs.
huge dinosaur fan.
Nice.
She's
Okay.
got the whole Jurassic Park collection basically.
Yeah, she's been collecting the Kenner toys since like '93 when the first one came out, and she's got
Really?
boxes and boxes of them, man. Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And we've got a sort of Iron Maiden thing going on with our artist. We love her. She loves us.
yeah, we have a bit of an exclusivity deal with her doing her art. I've known her for about half my life at this point. We've been great friends, and honestly, there's nobody else I'd rather get to do the art, and the contract doesn't even bother me. It puts a smile on my face
Yeah.
because we
And
know everything that's kind of come from her is top-notch quality.
yeah, we're
Yep.
going to be happy with. We get DMs all the time of like artists being like, hey, could I do art for you guys? And we're like, no, probably not. Sorry.
That's nothing personal,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
we got a person, and like even the Hooker Spit logo, we told her that we wanted to look cool and rounded and kind of like street art. But we didn't give her much to go off of, and that's what she came back with us, and it was pretty much like a branding package. And
Yeah.
She
Dan and
nailed
I
it.
looked at each other when we got it, and we're like, "Shit, man, this
That's it.
that's it. That is our
Yeah.
brand now."
It looks like
Yeah.
it's spray painted on a wall,
Nice.
but it
Okay.
also looks like slime, which I'm totally down for.
Yeah.
Right. It fits the whole spit portion of the name, right? So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I feel like Hooker Spit couldn't even exist as a band in the Ninja Turtles universe, and like Greasy New York. Like
Nice.
that's kind of the vibe. Like
I think you
that
nailed it.
90s like skate culture, you know?
Yeah. So you brought up Loud as Hell, and it's funny because actually one of the videos that I watched of you guys was an interview with Nate Trash from 2022, Loud as Hell.
Oh yeah, we didn't even
And
play that one.
Yeah, we didn't even play that one. We were just hanging out.
oh, really? Okay, you were
Yeah, we
just.
played the next year, right?
Are you going
Yeah,
this
we were
year?
Yeah.
just planting seeds, man. We
Yeah.
went out, we handed out stickers, and then the year after that, we made the cut.
Yeah.
We like literally made the cut. We were the last name on the bottom right of the poster.
Yeah.
Wow.
We were just excited that we didn't have to do the kickoff event, that we were the main part of the main event.
Yeah,
The
usually most
Thursday
bands
nights.
that yeah, you either or you got to play one of the fundraisers. You got to do
Oh,
you
yeah.
know you got to do something for the Loudest Hell family, and we very much lucked out in that regard. And it was awesome. That was I think to this day that's the best show we ever sold. We got
We
we got
definitely need
paid
to
like
restock merch.
I think we got paid $100 for playing it, but we made like $3,500 in merch.
Wow.
Like
That's crazy.
everybody was walking around with a Hooker Spit shirt, and there's something special about it. And our slot was we played at noon on a Saturday,
Okay.
Hooker Spit with pancake breakfast with Hooker Spit, and we were expecting maybe like 20 hungover people eating pancakes and
Pancakes and
syrup,
kind of
and
nodding their heads.
yeah, and we ended up getting the full treatment, man. It was like three-quarters of the festival showed up there. It was unbelievable.
Yeah,
We
Amazing.
felt really bad for the next two,
it,
three bands that played after us.
it really solidified that we were doing something special because there were people, that like were coming all the way from Winnipeg and they were like, Yeah, well, I came specifically to hear you guys, and just hearing stuff like that, it's like, okay,
Yeah, I had
maybe we
one
can
guy from
do something.
Toronto. He's like, the fuck?
Yeah,
Wow.
it
So
it always weirds me out. Like a buddy of ours was like, "Oh yeah, I was in Germany and I saw a guy with a hooker spit shirt," and we were like,
wow.
"Really?
That's
Okay,
awesome.
yay, yay!"
We got a bit lucky in the international department. I used to go on 70,000 tons of metal lots, and I made a lot of international friends on that boat that I'd go visit over the years, catch Vaken or Summer Breeze, you name it, with them. Just definitely make travel easier when you know somebody there.
Yeah,
And yeah, no, they've been some of those friends have been so kind as to support us and our endeavors.
that's amazing. So any plans of going to Loud as Hell this year?
We're not on the roster.
Nope. I
But
just
I
mean
think
just
our
to
guitar
go
player's
and
going.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going. It's up in the air for me. I just started a new career, and schedule wise, this would be the first one that I've missed since I started going years ago.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I'm not. I'd be going myself, but I'm off to New Brunswick with a girlfriend. Little
Nice.
little R&R to the East Coast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a high chance that if I have that weekend off, though, you'll definitely see me there.
Okay. This is
Are
my
you going?
first one, so
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
first
you're
time.
Hon-
gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
Honestly, out of all the festivals in Western Canada, Loud as Hell is the one to show up for. The heat can be killer. You might get a windstorm, you might get some rain, but it's just so well put together, and it feels like you're at a real event, almost like throwback to the heavy Montreal days. Not quite on
Oh.
that level, but it's it'll get there in 10 years.
Yeah, you've
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
pretty fair skin though, so make sure that you wear some sunscreen
Yeah,
just
bring
Oh
some
while you're
yeah,
out
Allergel,
there.
man.
I will be. I'll be crispy
Yeah,
in like an hour. So yeah.
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 But if
Now
you get a chance,
go ahead.
there's an amazing like East Coast food truck,
Okay.
and they serve deep fried pepperoni. You
Okay.
gotta hit that shit up. It's so good.
And the donair is really good too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, better than the ones I've had in Halifax.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The reason I actually brought up the interview was that Dan, you had mentioned a band in that interview that you were, I wouldn't say upset, but you wished was still together, which is 3 Inches of Blood. And then the
Yeah.
next year, they actually started up again and reformed. So I
Yeah.
was wondering if you were going this year so that we could maybe give you a few other bands that have broken up or that are no longer making music that you could predict for next year so we could see some bands getting revivals.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. I got to do it for the cause.
For which?
Some Adam Sandler predictions.
Yeah, I
Okay.
got to do it for the cause.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If it can come true, then why not?
Okay. So if you're there, I'm going to come find you or shoot me a DM and let me know you're there so I can come and find you
That sounds good.
and we can get it on
Yeah.
video and we can get some bands that maybe reform again for next year.
I mean, it like when Trevor Strat passed away, I was like, this sucks. I want them to get back together. And then Brian was like, fuck it, I'm doing the vocals. I'm not taking credit for that, but it happened. And they did fucking amazing, by the way. They did a
Yeah.
really good job when I caught them. I didn't get to catch 3 inches of blood, unfortunately, because there was a fucking blizzard
Oh
the
shit.
night that they were playing in Edmonton. We were supposed to go.
That sucks. That's shitty.
I saw the in Red Deer years ago.
So what's the scene like in Red Deer? How like Lethbridge is I mean we're getting there. It's starting to build, but it's taking some time, right? I mean, it's still not where it should be. I mean, we're a city of 120,000, 115,000. So I think you guys are quite a bit bigger than us. But what's the metal scene like in Red Deer?
Red Deer came out of COVID fucking swinging.
Yeah, I did. And I mean, you got the guys at Proud Dads Productions. They pretty much do all the shows for the band, and it's bumping, man. Like we're surprised. Our we When we played Red Deer this last tour, we didn't perform for regular crowd. It was all new generation of ghettos we seen out there. So
Nice.
that's surprising. It's we also had to play the day after Art of Attrition played, so that was a hard one to follow up. And we still had a full room.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever been a show that we played in Red Deer where it wasn't a phenomenal turnout.
There's one, April 1st. I think it was in 22, but everybody thought, don't ever announce a show on April 1st. Everybody will think it's a joke. Yeah, we with Timo and Raising the Runs. That was the only flop, and we played Red Deer. I mean, in the last 4 years, we've probably played here about 10, 12 times.
Has it been that many times?
Yeah, and out of all those shows, one flop is
That's pretty good.
nothing.
That's really good.
Yeah, and that was before we even had merch, so we didn't even really feel it.
Wow. Crazy. I got one last question for you. This is kind of my question that I ask everybody that I'm going to be interviewing. So you guys are a melodic death metal band.
Yes.
Outside of that genre, what would you say is the genre that has influenced either Dan for you, the vocals, Vlad for you, the music, or even just as a whole for the band? What genre had the most influence?
I mean, shit, man. If it wasn't for Pantera, I would have never started playing guitar. So I'll say groove metal.
Nice.
I'd say probably punk rock for me. The self-awareness, the philosophical elements of punk rock. We're not talking about sad boy like, Midwest shit, but a lot of the bands that I grew up with were very forward thinking, were very self-aware, like Bad Religion, No Effects, even. I mean, that didn't help with his drug addiction, but but I mean, he was aware in other ways, and like, let's not forget the OG Miley Cyrus.
There you go.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a Katy Perry guy myself.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Good. Awesome.
We do love all types of music.
Yeah,
Yes.
we really do.
That's good. That's good. I've run the gambit. I mean, I did my rap years, I did my top 40 years, and I mean at 50, just before 50, I returned back to metal, and I'm fully into the metal scene again, and just
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Mike.
Yeah, happy to be home. So,
And
I
we're
really
gonna be happy
appreciate.
to come back to Lethbridge again.
What's that?
We're gonna be happy to come back to Lethbridge again.
Can't wait to see you guys again. Looking forward to it. Hopefully before the new album, but if we have to wait till 2027, we're happy to.
I mean, worst case scenario, you're just gonna get a taste of the album before it's out.
Yeah.
That works too. We're
Yeah.
down for that. Yep. Cool. Well, honestly, I appreciate you guys. Dan, thank you for scheduling this. Vlad, nice to have you pop in on it. Totally unexpected, but really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, man.
Awesome. So yeah, I mean, we're looking forward to the new album. I'll be sharing details on the channel with everybody and through all of my different feeds and everything as you guys release information. Let me know about it, and I'll make sure to get it out to the masses for you.
Badass. Thank you so much for having us, man.
You bet. Okay, appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day, you guys. Okay.
Cheers.
So that was Vlad and Dan from the band Hooker Spit. I had a really good time talking with these guys. I can't wait to see them play live again and just catch up with them once their new album comes out. I'll post more details about that here on the channel once I know about it. I'll also post it over on my Threads account. So that's it for this one, Metalheads. As always, support your local scene, buy the damn album, and stay heavy. Maybe I like the new format. Everything looking good. I've been doing some YouTube tutorials. Okay, flames.